So I have my pool of frogs over there. You can't see it. There, like 1, 2, 3. Let me see. 4, 5, 6, 7. At least 10,000. Por menos. So why are we here and why... There's a frog over there. Hey man, how you doing? He's looking at me. He doesn't wave. Anybody knows frogs wave? I've never seen him waving. I've seen him swimming. So why are we here? You know, why am I here? I don't know why you are here. Because, I don't know, there's... Probably this is fucking molesting me. So it's like, my hair is in the way. You know, I never choose to work in a hospital because when I was younger, I always, thought that hospitals were pill pushers. They were only like, a store for the pharmaceutical industry. But eventually I ended up working in them. First I worked with, mentally handicapped people, retarded people. I don't know what's a nice term for it. In Dutch it's zwakzinnige zorg in my time. And that was absolutely fantastic. But I wanted to work somewhere else. And finally ended up working at an emergency room. That's when I knew that was meant for me. Because I function very well in high stress situations. And that work is very dynamic and very, very, it's every day is different. It's really, it's thrilling. I knew I loved it and I knew I had to continue working there, so I did more education and then finally ended up at the intensive care department. And actually they should change the name intensive care to human experiments department, but that's my opinion. Even though people do great work and everybody has a big heart and people should definitely, support everybody working in healthcare because the main reason people do that work is because they want to help other people. So props to that. But when the pandemic, or what was called the pandemic, hit, and I did not agree with the narrative, and I did not agree with the so-called treatment, people decided to, insult me, wish me dead, even colleagues. It's just disgusting. And that was the moment I knew I should not ever return to work in hospital again. Because if people act like that, why should I be working there, It's a thing to help other people, it's a thing to help each other, it's a thing to be grateful to life and help where you can. And honestly, at the emergency department, it's awesome because, people are in stress and panic and sometimes little problems and sometimes huge problems. But usually, you and your team, because you're not alone, you're able to help them out and, relieve their pain or relieve their worries or whatever, So it's a very, very demanding but very satisfying job. But when people started wishing me dead and wishing me the most worst things, and just telling me I was a shame for the occupation, so it's like, well, apparently I am. I worked in at least 30 different hospitals. I was always regarded as a very well functioning nurse, but apparently since the pandemic, I'm not. So fuck you. Anyhow, I always made music my life as well, because music, that's my heart. Music is my destination. Music is my authentic being. Music is what I'm here for. I started playing guitar, started making music when I was like 10, 11, something like that. So it was always my go-to thing. I knew I was meant to make music. I hate to call myself a musician, because I'm neither one of you. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a musician. I'm nothing. You know, what are we in this world? We just, visitors. Anyhow, when I started working in healthcare, I focused on my music and on my guitar. And so the last, wait a minute. When I buy these, people think I'm like, probably, I have different, I like to dress up as a woman at home, but I use them to put on my mic, because they slightly, take care of the wind. When I stopped working in healthcare, since I don't watch television, I don't go to movies, I don't watch series. I basically, I just live, play my guitar, get up, take care of my son, and study. And I decided to study consciousness and philosophy and spirituality, all the things that I always loved since I was younger. I started doing yoga when I was really young, and then I stopped it, and I became a Reiki master. I did a lot of things, but I never really, like the spiritual community, because that's a bunch of ego as well. It's basically the same, They put on a white robe, they wear necklaces, and they so-called meditate and do all the stuff that is needed, and they have their gurus and whatever. But it's spiritual bypassing. I never vibrated with it. I never believed in it, and it never was my thing. Because, I don't belong to neither group in this world. I belong to myself. I'm me. I love everybody, but I do not endorse any political party. I do not endorse any system, any social conglomeration, or how do you call it? I love nature. I love music, I love truth, and I love being. Animals. I sincerely discovered that meditation is not the way to get where I wanted to go. Because meditation is just quieting your mind. And you can quiet your mind in several different ways. Playing the guitar is a very beautiful meditation. Walking is a meditation. Everything that you do with presence is a meditation. Then I thought, well, life itself should become meditation. So everything you do should become meditation. But still, you encounter people, you encounter frustrations, you encounter stuff in this world that you do not agree with, and that, just makes you angry. I've seen them all, I've read them all, from Osho to Alan Watts to Krishnamurti to Eckhart Tolle, Ramdas, I don't know, there is a huge list of people you can mention, and they all sound cool, same as you play guitar. I know Jimmy Page, Rory Gallagher, and you can name a bunch of names, but that doesn't say anything. It's your own consciousness that is expanding. Finally, I had some really beautiful revelations, I should call them. In spiritual terms, they call them satori, like moments of enlightenment. And I've seen the astral dimension. I've seen the causal dimension. I should probably explain how I see it. There are 3 mental levels of consciousness. You've got the physical plane, that's where we are now. That's what we see. Where you got the astral plane, which is like exactly the same as this one, but it's immediate. Time has a total different meaning over there. It looks like this, but everything is glowy, and if you think you're in New York, you are in New York. You travel, there is no distance, there is no sense of time as we know here. Then above that, or inside of that, or on that, there is no way to say it well. There's the causal plane, and the causal plane is where concepts happen, and there is where the concepts of, for example, sitting, or the concepts of walking, concepts of seeing, they exist from there, and that's like basically a mathematical plane where form does not exist. I had one experience. I traveled there, and it took me just, like probably a minute, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, I don't know, man. But just a very short while, and it was very, very awkward, really different. So we got the 3 dimensions, the mental dimensions, and above the 3 mental dimensions, you got 2 more, which are the spiritual higher dimensions, the godly dimensions, if you want to use the word God or source. It depends, and everybody calls it a different way. The God, source, being, universe, total, whatever it is, there is no name for it. And it should be nameless because it is nameless and it's formless. There is no forms, there is nothing there that we can recognize as being a thing. There's just total being, and that's unity. So here in this physical plane where we are now, we can touch things, we can smell things, we can taste, we can see, we can hear, we can feel stuff, but that's it. And those are filters. Everybody that ever used any drugs in his life knows that drugs alter your perception. But drugs do not take you to no other place than here. It's all mental. Drugs do change your filters, and because your filters are changed, you have different forms of perception, and that's all. Still, you're here. The moment you die, and dying is just, going to the other dimension, you go back to your home, the astral world, and that's not the final home there where you go to. It's just, the next stage. You go there, and time will dilate, and time will be different. In an astral plane, life more or less will be like 1,000, 2,000 years. In the causal plane, life will be possible 1,000,000 years, and above that, it's absolutely timeless. Those are the things that I found out, after reading everything, listening to everybody, seeing thousands of hours of videos and talks, and daily, all day long. And that merged with my experience while working in a hospital, because I've seen many people die in my life. Neither one of them took their stuff with them. I had never seen somebody die with their house in their hands, or their children, or their guitar, or their car, or their wife, or their money, or their bank account. It's the same as money, but I've seen them die. I've seen their spirit leave the body, and then what was left was the body. And the body is absolutely just a piece of meat. It's nothing. It's like, here, it belongs to this construct. And you could call this construct the world, you could call it Earth, you could call it assimilation, which I believe, assimilation, assimilated artificial environment. You can call it whatever you like, but everything that belongs here, your body, the guitar, the microphone, the body of the frogs, my son, it belongs here. But the spirit of the frog, the spirit of me, the spirit of my son, the spirit of the trees do not belong here. They belong to the astral world. And from the astral world, they belong to the causal world. And from there up, you go back home. And back home is the end. The sixth, call it Sashkant. That's the final place where everybody needs to go. So what's the reason why we're here? Well, I don't know. I've got no clue at all. If you know, tell me. I would be surprised. Am I here to earn a lot of money? I don't think so. Am I here to become a famous rock star? I don't think so. Am I here to save the world? Nah, I don't think so. Am I here to take care of my son? Yes, I think so, because, that's my path and that's something I need to do. And the rest, it's all, occupational therapy. It's just, keeping people occupied. Because, be honest with yourself, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing at the moment, Is it so bloody important what you are doing at the moment? Is it so bloody important that I'm playing my guitar? I don't know. Was it very important that I was saving all these lives in the hospital? Well, I don't know. Might be. At that moment, I thought it was important because I love to be useful and I love to be a good person. That's my nature. Even though I made a lot of mistakes, I could write a whole album, a double album about my mistakes that I made, and I've hurted people. People have hurted me. Am I a bad person? Of course not. Am I a perfectly good person? Of course not. I'm just me, and that's how it is supposed to be. And you can see your life as a programmed life, because there are monks in Asia, through certain meditation and breathing practices, are able to see the future. They can see like 5 to 10 minutes ahead of time. How is that possible? Well, that can only be possible if life is a pre-planned program. That is only possible if your life has been programmed according to something you decided before you came here. Maybe somebody else did it. You don't know. I don't know. I think everybody did it themselves. That brings me to the idea of free will. Does free will exist? Do we decide stuff? When I get up now, is that my decision, or is that a pre-planned decision? If I decide to stay in bed the next day, is that my decision, or is that a pre-planned decision? If I die tomorrow at 5 o'clock, is that bad luck, or is that a pre-planned decision, a pre-planned program? After everything in the past 5 years I discovered, I read, I heard, I meditated on, my conclusion is there is no free will at all. That everything you do in this life is pre-planned. This, what I'm doing now, pre-planned. Everything, from the slightest little bit. But the funny thing about it, and that's why it's like actually brilliant, is that we do not know there is no free will. So we are condemned to feeling free will. So when I get up now and decide to get a drink, I decide to get a drink and I decide to get up. And I think, my ego thinks that I'm deciding that at that point. I'm sentenced to free will, to feeling that I have free will, while I do not have any free will. There is free will. Up on the higher levels, if you skip the conscious mental levels, 1, 2, 3, the physical, the astral, and the causal dimensions, planes, or how you want to call them, and you go up to the final levels, there is free will over there, because there is where is everything decided. And we're part of that. We are part of that ocean. We are these little drops of the ocean, and while being the ocean itself. We have free will over there. But over here, it seems like free will, but it ain't free will, because everything is pre-planned. But because it seems like free will, we have to make decisions, and because of our decisions, we make our own heaven and hell. It's all mental. It's all a mental game. And a game might be a very good analogy, because even though life is not a game, you should not hurt people, you should not play with people, you should not do stupid stuff just because life is a game or you think life is a game. No, you should take stuff seriously and lightly and funny as well at the same time. Be aware that this around you is not real. Nothing is real. So is there anything at all? Is there anything outside of you? Well, it's my belief there's nothing outside of me, that everything happens inside me. Because I do not have any proof that there is anything outside of me. Because anything and everything and all the things that I see with my eyes, I hear with my ears, I touch with my hands. It all gets interpreted inside of me. So the moment I close my eyes and the moment I die, the world dies with me. because I see other people die, I assume that life continues when I'm gone as well. But that's an assumption, because you don't know. You don't have any proof. I don't have any proof. Nobody has any proof. Nobody can prove it whatsoever. It's real with our sense perceptions, and I experience pain, and I experience suffering, and I experience very, very deep happy moments, and I experience very, very deep sad moments. But is it real? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just an experience inside of me. And the world is a backdrop. The world just happens around you. And the only thing you can change is how you look at it. The only thing you can change is how you see it. The only thing you can change, what do you believe? What do you want? Where are you going? What are your intentions? What do you really want? What does your heart believe? Are those the beliefs of your neighbors? Are those the beliefs of your friends? Are those the beliefs of the school you went to, the university? Because, man, in all the hospitals I worked in, the doctors, they bloody think they're just, the reincarnation of Jesus. And I can tell you, they are not. But because patients give him that status, and it's the patients themselves that do it, they think they are. They think they're untouchable. And damn, that's really, really annoying. Because they're not. Because I've never seen people making so many mistakes as in hospitals. And it wasn't me, and it wasn't me, and it was you, and blah, 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 and whatever, it doesn't matter, we're here to make mistakes, we're here to make a mess. But afterwards, we look at the mess, and we think, damn, that was a mess. We better change it. So don't think you ever forget anything. Don't think that you do something and 20 years later it'll be gone. No. All the stuff you did, the good stuff and the bad stuff, will stick with you. Will stick with you all life long. So you should forgive yourself. You should forgive others. You should, be honest to yourself and honest to others, and carry on living the best you can. Don't work too hard. Don't spend your time working overtime. Don't spend your time working 100 hours a week for somebody, who doesn't care about you. Well, you can play guitar 100 hours a week. That's cool, because that will give you something. It will give you eventually, you can learn how to play a guitar. So that sticks with you. That connects to your heart, and it's like, you can marry your guitar. I asked my guitar to marry me, and he didn't say anything. So in Dutch you say, zwijgen is toestemmen. So he agreed, but I'm not sure it should be this one or another one. There might be a fight. Be honest to yourself, be honest to the world, and be honest to the frogs, and be honest to your partner, and be honest to the mirror you look in. Within my studies, I came across a lot of channels on YouTube, people talking about manifestation. And manifestation is real, but manifestation is continuously, I'm manifesting you right now. You're manifesting me right now. I'm manifesting this tree. I'm manifesting this microphone, this guitar. The moment you get up and you open your eyes, you start manifesting. Everything is a manifestation all day long. There is no true world around you. You all making it up while you going along. Day by day by day by day by day. There's one scene in the movie The Matrix, which it's a good movie, but I don't believe we have batteries. But there's one scene, and I think that's a pivotal scene of the whole movie, and a pivotal scene for understanding the nature of consciousness. Neo, the character, enters a room with a lot of children visiting the Oracle, and one of these children is holding up a spoon. And while looking at the spoon, Neo sees the spoon changing form, and The child is manipulating the spoon. It looks like the child is doing it. After that, finally the child says something like, well, you know what the secret is? There is no spoon. And that's everything. With that simple line, you explain the world. There is no world around you. All these manifestation techniques, all these theories, you're spiritual, you're a musician, you're a doctor, you're a judge, you're a abogado, a lawyer, you are a truck driver, you're a plumber. Man, no, it doesn't exist. It's an ever-changing movie, and you're in it, and you're out it, and you enter, and you're out it, and it's beautiful if you think about it that way, because there's nothing around you. There is truly nothing around you. If you close your eyes, you go to sleep, you got your dreams, you go to another plane, which is, I think, more inside, lower, or how do you call it, below. There is no up and under, but a different plane where it's more erratic, because you close your eyes and this world is gone. It's gone. It's gone forever. If you never open your eyes again, it'll be gone. You open your eyes and you're dead. You're in the astral world, and you're in the same world, but it'll be very different, because you won't have a touchable physical body. You'll be more ethereal, everything and nothing at the same time. If I tell somebody, there is no outside world and there is nobody here, I think they will call an ambulance to take me to the mental asylum. And maybe they should. maybe I belong there. I worked in mental asylums in the Netherlands for some month. I didn't like it. It's like, man, people were so fucking freaked out, but freaked out in an ego way. When the ego is losing its touch, it starts to get nasty. And what I'm talking about, it's got nothing to do with the ego. And ego death does not exist. The dark night of the soul is the dark night of the ego, because without an ego, there is no life. If the ego would die, I would die with it. So we're here in the physical world to do our stuff and walk our path and learn our lessons and do what we are supposed to do, and nobody knows why. Everybody has got his own theory, and that's beautiful, and everybody should just make their own conclusions, and nobody should believe anything anybody says. No gurus, no teachers, no famous people, no me, no whatever. You should only believe what you think and what you feel in your heart. And what is true for you is true for you. And that is your life. And if your life is cleaning toilets in a mall until you die, and you're happy with that, well, man, why not? It's perfect. It's wonderful. You're just as beautiful as whatever king or queen with diamonds and dresses. There is no difference. You're just as beautiful. The most beautiful people are the people taking care of the elderly. The most beautiful people are the people taking care of people who have nothing to give, but everything to lose. And nobody wants to take care of the elderly, because, there is no heroic shit in it. There is no saving lives, because they're gonna die anyway. And they shit themselves all day. They get sick. They vomit. They lose their minds. They're lost in their senses and everything. There are people that want to do that, and there are a lot of people doing that. And those people should get applauded. Those people should get, the applause that usually artists and musicians get on a stage, because, damn, man, those people are the heroes of society, believe me. I worked some days over there. I've seen it. I've been there. You should have a lot of respect for people doing that kind of jobs. Anyhow, is there a world? No. Is there anything outside of you? No. Is there a sun? No. Is there a YouTube? No. Is there a microphone, a guitar? No, there is nothing. But we see it as such, and we perceive it as such, and we make our own history, our own storyboard, and our own movie around it. And that's why you're here. And that's beautiful. It's just, it's so intricate, beautiful, and so super intelligent, and so genius. The whole concept of free will versus not knowing that everything is pre-planned, and thus, being sentenced to free will, but having free will in the end is a genius concept, in itself. It's incredible. So that's what I wanted to share today, and that's what I wanted to say. I can't go back to the hospital. I would love to. The emergency room is one of the most beautiful places I've ever worked, because it's a continuous shit show. It's wonderful, It's like, especially when you work in the center of Amsterdam. It's like a lot of drugs, a lot of violence, a lot of weird people, and it's you're working inside of a movie. It's wonderful. I like it. I love it. Plus, that's the only part of healthcare that I really believe in, because beyond emergency care, you're in the realm of pharmaceuticals, and you're lost. You're done. It's over. And they're in the hands of doctors. And even though doctors can be wonderful, they don't know shit. They don't know shit at all. They just do what is prescribed. They do what the protocol has told them. They do blah, blah, blah. Every physician knows that all diseases are self-limiting. You just have to wait, and your body heals itself. If you don't have the patience, well, okay. But if you have patience and trust and faith, your body will heal itself. Ask the universe. Ask God, ask your guides, ask your higher self, or whatever you ask, source, or whatever label you want to put on it. Ask for it. Ask to be saved. Ask to be you. Just ask. And it'll come to you. And believe it. Believe in magic. Believe in the magic of life, because life is truly magic. Life is truly magic. There is nothing, but really nothing real about life. It's magic. And anything that is magic, it's malleable, You can make different forms out of it. Even though it doesn't seem like that. And I know, I've been there. I'm still there. I still wake up in the middle of the night with worries. I still wake up in the morning not knowing what to do. But every time I have to correct myself and get back to my center and tell myself, no, Edwin, listen to yourself, listen to your heart, listen to your guides, listen to your higher self, listen to what's really going on. Don't listen to other people. Don't listen to me. Listen to yourself and take the time. Take the time. Take the time. Take a day, take a week, take a year. Take the time to listen to yourself and really listen to what is told to you, Why are you here? What are you doing? What are you supposed to do? I'm here to play my guitar. I'm here to be a wonderful dad to my son. I'm here to trust in the world. And it's so easy to blame the world. It's so easy to blame everybody else. It's so easy to blame the neighbors and blame the presidents and the politicians and blame everybody around you. And it's bloody bullshit, Politicians, man, they're professional liars. I think I voted 2 times in my life and I knew it was shit. So I didn't do it anymore ever. So you're not gonna vote for a professional liar. Well, at least I'm not. How can you believe in a society that condones? How can you believe in a society that accepts war? That, justifies arms. Buy more. We need to defend ourselves. No, we need to win. And he is the wrong one. And we are the good one. And, whatever, Are we in primary school or what? I'm very sorry, No, I'm out of primary school. I just want to breathe. I just want to be a good dad. I just want to play my guitar, do my stuff, try to be a good person, learn from my mistakes, be nice to my frogs. Hi, frogs, still there, looking at me. My audience, at least I have an audience today, and just be me. And I might die now. Well, it's bienvenido. It's welcome, you know. I don't care. It'd be shit for my son if life is real, if he will be still here. I don't know if he will stay here. Hi, Sparky. I have my cat. And I don't know if the world will still be here if I die. I have no proof for it. Tell me, where is the proof? According to me, there is no proof. So as the saying goes, you should listen to your heart. The frog agrees. Both of them agree. Wow, jumping on top of each other. Hey, don't fight. They agree or not? I think they're fighting. And all these years passed by just like, whew, there is nothing to achieve. There is nothing to do. There is nobody to please apart from yourself. There's nobody to impress. There's nobody to work hard for except from yourself. There's nobody except from this, what is it? I don't know. It's a beautiful insect. Hi, how are you doing? What is it? I don't know. It's got huge tentacles. It's the same as with insects, you know. If you treat insects, and it doesn't matter if it's a mosquito, if it's a fly, if it's like a huge flying whatever it is, you know, treat it with love and respect. They come to visit you. They're not come to hurt you. They just, you know, they are attracted by your vibration. They are attracted by your being, by your energy. And they visit you for a moment and then they move on. So that's cool. Look at it like that. Look at it like that with people as well. Because a lot of people just, you know, they appear in your life and you want to hold on to them. You want to keep them. You know, I've had my fair share of that. You won't succeed. They'll die. They leave. They betray you, or you betray them. Nothing is permanent down here. It just is. Just, you know, watch it. See it happening all around you. Accept it. Embrace it. And let it go. Because the only solution to everything that's happening in your life is letting it go. Whatever happens, it doesn't matter, you know, and there is quite a bit of really atrocious shit, you know, that you can experience in this life. Let it go, because it's not real. Do not acknowledge society. Just let it be. Just let people be. Let so-called chemtrails, let them be. Conspiracy theories, let them be. Religions, let them be. Sunshine, wonderful. Let it be. The moon, let it be. opinions of people. Let them be. Let it be. Let it go. Let it flow. Let it just be. Let it not interrupt your happiness or your peace, because the more peace you encounter and the more loving you become towards yourself, the more beautiful life becomes. Even though I do speak from experience, I'm not experiencing that all the time. Am I enlightened? Certainly not. But I am as well. I think personally everybody is enlightened. You are as well. Everybody came enlightened to this world. You just forgot. You don't know. You're here to discover it. And do you want to be enlightened? I don't think so, because if you are enlightened, like people like to call it, searchers on the spiritual path, and they want to encounter God and the total being. Do you want to be in total bliss all day long? Well, life will be over. You'll be, on a mountaintop in total bliss the rest of your life. That'll be it. Life will be done. There will be no eating, no sleeping, no sex, no playing guitar, no cars, no houses. It's done because you're enlightened. You're just on the top of a mountain and you just, wow, taking the world in all the time. And that's quite something. So who wants that? Probably some people. But the majority do not want that. The majority just want to feel happiness and want to feel peace and tranquility and relief from their worries and relief from their stresses, and they just want to feel relief from all their preoccupations. That's cool. That's wonderful. But do they want to be enlightened? Of course not, because true enlightenment, it means the end of this life here in the physical world, for sure. The only experience I have, and I can speak from these experiences because I have had enlightening experiences. I've seen the dimensions shifting. I've experienced like extreme bliss, out of nowhere, just, wow. Even when I think about it and talk about it, my whole body starts to shake, it's like, it's incredible. But if you feel like that all day long, what are you going to do with it? You won't be able to live. You won't be able to do anything because you'll be blissed out all the time. And if that's your objective, and if that's your goal, well, go ahead. It's reachable. Everybody can do it, because it's within you, and it's not that hard tampoco, it's not so hard to reach that state. The thing is that we are so twisted in our mind that we want these worldly addictions, because food, sex, drinks, going out, cars, stuff, material, whatever, ego stuff. We're addicted. We're all addicted to it, and we don't want to give it up. You just want to have the bliss on top of it. Just driving a Ferrari, blissed out. Whoa, baby. Whoa, man, cool. Well, you can do that. You can pop an ecstasy pill and do it. You feel shit the next day. But that's not what life is about. Life is about just the balance in everything, and seeing it and experiencing it, and just, walking your pre-programmed path to your destination. Because the date, the time, the way, and everything about your death, in my opinion, is fixed. I've had several near-death experiences in my life, and even though I did not have any blissed out experiences, visiting God or meeting Jesus or whatever, I had really intense experiences where I should have been dead. I should have been dead at least 5 times in my life, but I'm still here. And that's for a reason, because it wasn't my time. It just wasn't my time. My time is maybe tomorrow, maybe now. I never wear a watch, but it could be. It's just, it just is. It just is. It's just all just like it is, and it should be like this. Every day. And if every day's the same, man, that would be so boring. Man, I would be bored out of my head when every day was the same. So next time I will be playing more, and this will be it. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.